welcome back to Courtesy Flush. Tonight, we're going to be playing Tex Murphy, because all my friends abandoned me. I'm kidding.
What am I, chopped liver?
Tonight we have Nick over here, going to be running it once again with the controls. Jameer joining us for a second time. Actually, this will be the first time you've seen Overseer, because the last one you joined us on was actually with Pandora Directive, which was the previous game. Same character, different game. So it's an adventure game about solving mysteries and being a detective. So you're going to be helpful in that, especially with reading some of these characters and their motives or not motives, depending on which one it is. So, with that said, what I'm going to end up doing is basically, as I do every time I do this, is I'm going to be running the guide over here. I don't really read ahead too much in terms of where things are going, other than just to see when the next chapter is coming up.
Oh, that's right. That's where we were.
Yes.
We had just crashed. I couldn't remember where we had left off, but we had left off after crashing through a brick wall after swinging on a ladder over a chasm that we tried to use as a bridge.
Which was... yeah, all of a sudden it just becomes Indiana Tex. And as I said last stream, I remember this. This is probably where he gets his fedora. This is probably where the fedora happens, I'm assuming. So, yeah. Tonight what we were originally going to do, we were going to play Breath of Fire, but Kevin unfortunately has a migraine and isn't feeling so hot, so he's going to take a rest. And Michael is going to go see his family. Yeah. That was pretty much it. We were going to have a good old night with that, but instead we're going to have a good old night with Tex Murphy. So that is what we're going to do. Thank you, music. That's all we need from you today. So go ahead and hit that load button. I'll pop us over to the stream. And here we are.
I must say, though, I am entirely too tired to be playing this after last night's super secret Courtesy Flush broadcast.
Well, I mean, it wasn't really secret. I said I was gonna kill the net. I was just sort of like, I wanted to get this on camera. Then I killed Sean Bean, and he's dead now. Well, I have a theory about that, which I'll get into the next time I stream Hitman. So, for now, Tex Murphy, trying to get back to the how the controls work.
Yeah, trying to remember where I placed everything. Different
keyboard. I switched out the other one because it finally gave out.
Okay. I got it.
But I actually used the same WADS keys from that other keyboard, so it'll be somewhat familiar.
Okay. I was just trying to remember what key bindings I placed where. Okay.
These glasses don't seem to have been here very long. I wonder if they could be Bosworth Clark's.
Can you hold down the function key, which on the right side, and then hit the page up button? No? Okay. It always feels like this game isn't loud enough.
These glasses don't seem to have been here very long. I wonder if they could be Bosworth Clark's.
Okay. I'm just making sure that I'm not clipping. And I'm not. Okay. Well, darn. All right. Okay, game. Jameer, can you say something?
Hello?
Say it again.
Hello?
There you are. There you are. No, you're fine. I just have to get you...
Oh.
I had to get you turned up because I had it turned down.
What do we got here?
One thin dime. What I could use right now is a lucky penny, but this'll just have to do.
Yeah, can you do me a favor?
Yep.
Can you Alt Tab?
One eternity later as the
yeah,
TV decides what it's doing.
That's why I switched back over to Couch Cam, because I wanted to see if the audio on the computer is just turned down. Yeah, click that. Right click on the sound thing down there. The sound, right click on the sound icon down at the bottom right. Yeah, open volume mixer. Alright, that's turned all the way up. Wonder why it's so low. Maybe it's just in-game, it's just really low.
Yeah.
Alright. Just want to double check, that's all.
Okay. And now one eternity more as the TV decides what it's going back to doing with,
Hey, the music came back, though. There it is. Okay. Can you go to the options and see if the sound's turned up? Config.
Audio.
Yeah, turn the master volume just all the way up. There we go.
Okay. Now I need to find something to...
Ah, there's the music. Whatever that's supposed to be. Someone hitting one key on a Casio.
What do we got here?
Pocket watch. Doesn't appear to have been wound recently.
Yoink. Yoink.
Oh, yeah.
Interior decorating. Anasazi style.
That's, I guess, not important at all.
No. What I do find interesting is that even though on the TV it's like it's like this box we're looking at, but on the stream we're like full screen, full 1080p. Look at that. Well, 1080p for a game that's like
Upscaled into oblivion.
darn near 18 years old, 19, 20 years old.
That's where I made my spectacular entrance.
A little less text-shaped than usual sometimes, but, you know.
Not exactly. Spectacular isn't a word I'd use to describe his entrance there. He kind of flew into a wall.
Well, I mean, what is the technical definition of spectacular?
True.
I say as I go to see what it is, because
what's
I
the
like being
what's the panel?
pedantic
Look at
like
the
that.
doors.
That must be another way out of here.
No, don't go that way.
Okay.
Look at the stuff in your inventory. Yep, the most important thing of a pocket watch, the spring. That's what I like about puzzle games. It's like they immediately know exactly what they need it for, even if the player doesn't. He just pulls out the one thing. Because I'm thinking like, oh, maybe I need to keep time. Maybe there's a puzzle involved in this. Or maybe you're just taking a spring. What do you...
I was looking up spectacular because that's how I operate. And it's of or relating to being a spectacle.
It was quite a spectacle.
Something exhibited to you as unusual, notable, or entertaining. So, I think under that definition, it would be a spectacular entrance.
Yeah. There it is. Spring.
Okay, I guess he has no additional comments.
1996. All right. What else do we got
come
there?
here.
Glasses. Pair of glasses, which we only take the used tape from. Look at that.
Okay. I guess.
Rare Anasazi light fixtures.
Oh, look at that.
Now whatever's behind this panel must control the door.
If only we had something flat that we can use to
Well,
turn
I'm no
that.
expert, but I don't think metal doors are typical of early Native American cultures. I know the government built dozens of secret military installations around the turn of the century and then abandoned them after World War III. Maybe this is one of them.
I'm going to try something.
Okay.
I lost it.
Yeah.
Hey, it worked.
Yeah. Now we just need a way to bridge the
Looks like
connection.
someone was messing around with this. One of the wire connections is broken. I'll need to find something to repair it with, and be careful not to short the whole thing out. I'll have to try something else first.
Oh, circuit kit.
Well, that won't work.
You just need something to bridge the connection.
Okay, sure. Why not? I guess it's a thing.
And now we just need to insulate it. There you go.
Insulation shouldn't work like that. Just
No.
saying.
Standard Clark's lab. Something caught my eye.
What was it?
It was blood. It was all over the floor. Probably walked into the middle of a murder scene, and the question was, where was Bosworth Clark? Something tells me if these display monitors were on, I might find out what Bosworth Clark was working on.
They're not on? They look on to me.
Something tells me if these display monitors were on,
All right.
I might find out what Bosworth Clark was.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, look, an on-off switch. Okay.
Oh, don't forget to save your game.
This monitor appears to be hooked up to an external camera.
Yep. There's a monitor. All right.
This monitor appears to be hooked up to an external. Must be a satellite monitoring system. I wonder what the satellites are for. And more importantly, what in the world do they have to do with what Linsky was working on?
All right. Look around the room. We got some other stuff we can look at, I'm sure.
It appears to be a smoke alarm.
That can be moved. Or taken, I guess. Okay.
Okay.
I'll never figure out how to get this thing working. I've had a hard enough time operating anything more high-tech than a coffee maker.
I don't know. You don't give yourself enough credit there, because I think you did a pretty good job.
This monitor appears to be hooked up to an external
Using,
camera.
what was it, the Under a Killing Moon, when he had to use a cryogenic machine and he somehow figured it out?
Yeah, but you have to remember, this is prequel.
Yeah, that's true.
He has not been to the Moonchild yet. Paper?
No.
Nope. What's...
Someone must have gone through this place. Luckily, there wasn't much to mess up.
The BA-24, always a classic.
Clark's taste in posters is banal at best. Now this must be the smoking section. Calendar doesn't tell me too much. Certainly appears to be a lamp.
Excellent detective skills.
This cabinet's one of the only places to store things in here.
And now you gotta bend down and
Oops. I think I saw
too
something
far. Yeah, I saw it too.
for a second. Yep, there it is.
Appears to be a pass card reader. Probably need to use it to get computer access.
And there you go.
Okay. Oh,
Video disc player. This must have been Clark's only entertainment out here in the middle of nowhere. I thought my having a cot would be unique, but
What about the pillow?
apparently not.
No? Okay. What about that chair?
slide to the left.
Plenty of chairs. I wonder if Clark was working alone. The computer looks like it should work, but it's got a weird keypad.
Wait, don't do that yet.
Don't move it.
Yeah, don't do anything yet.
Okay.
Look around the room some more.
Plenty of chairs. I wonder if Clark was working alone. I've always enjoyed working with models, but I prefer the kind with two legs.
Hey.
What's that pointed at? Looks like somebody's house.
I can't tell if this is a map or a long-range camera display. Clark must really have a thing for satellites. This monitor appears to be hooked up to an external camera. Must be a satellite monitoring system. What the satellites are for. More importantly, what in the world do they have to do with what Linsky was working on?
Look to your left. What's that chair doing right over there?
This chair?
Yeah.
This chair seems out of place. This chair seems out of place.
Oh, because it was with the smoke
Plenty
alarm.
of chairs. I wonder if Clark was working alone.
Speaking of which, I never did look closely at the smoke alarm.
Well, this smoke alarm wasn't designed to detect smoke. With any luck, the little camera inside detected something even more interesting.
Oh, and I believe I just got a video disc player. Yep. So if I do young,
Well, let's see this video. This full motion video. Oh, come on. We're gonna have to figure out. This is Simon Says.
Bosworth.
Oh, yes, yes.
Bosworth Clark.
Yes. What is this?
We're going to play a little game.
Uh-oh. I know that guy. That guy's bad news.
1 in 6 chances. Lucky boy. One more time.
Oh no.
Bum 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 bum.
He even looks up at the camera. That's sly fuck. All right.
Okay. Oh, burn match. Okay, I got a burn match book. Okay, computer time or elsewhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like I have to press these buttons in a certain sequence to open the storage cabinet. Each button has a unique tone. Maybe there's a reference to the sequence somewhere in here.
Dun, 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 dun. I don't know, man. It's a 7-tone sequence. Yeah, we're gonna have to watch the gunshot to the head video again.
Okay, I guess.
Because of course I have the answer, but I'm not gonna. All right. So he knew someone was coming. You can hit spacebar. Okay. Boop.
Nothing unusual about the table.
So the first one's definitely red.
Okay.
Next one. I don't know, man.
You go that way. Red, yellow.
Ooh, so it's red, yellow, blue.
White, maybe.
No, try that again. That was a good
Oh. Okay.
red, yellow, blue, white. Dun. So it's red. It's gonna be red, yellow.
Was it a double?
Black maybe. No, it's got to be like an ending tone. So red, yellow, blue, white. Oh, yep, and then red, yellow. Try green. Oh, what was it?
So this is what Clark stashed away. Another STG pass card.
I'm pretty good with stuff with sound and musical tones, but that was a little bit vague.
Yeah.
I was like, I like to think I helped there.
I'm
Pass
kidding. I'm
card
kidding.
G.
You did help a lot.
Bosworth Clark obviously didn't want to lose
It was
this.
actually your combination that I followed.
right, now we're up to G.
Oh wait, no, I
A, B,
didn't.
C, D,
If you
E,
looking at
F,
the
G.
answers.
Oh, what's that? No, I have to click a link to look at the answers for
I'm
the
willing to
puzzle.
bet this project of Linsky's figures prominently into the case. Not to mention whoever this Overlord character is.
Let's see here.
So there's 8 cards. Great. Okay.
There is another item. It's kind of hard to see because you have to go to the corner and then look to your right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Piece of paper with a single word written on it and held to the side of the console with a magnet.
I only looked that one up because I'm like, where do we go from here? It's like, all right, a little magnet. Only because it's like such a weird.
Question is this the unpronounceable name of some Anasazi god, or something even less obvious?
It's another. It's got to be another one of those.
Something. I don't know. C-M-E-K. Okay.
So his computer's in this room, and we can use the pass card reader and that card we found for sure.
This computer is in this.
I think it's the monitor
Okay.
right over there to the right.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Those.
Pass card reader's hooked up. Now I'll need to scan the pass card.
Need G.
I'll bet I can find the password somewhere in here.
Okay. Well, what's the what? No.
I think it was T.
It's got to be a Well, it's got to be a scrambled
Question
word.
is
Oh.
this the unpronounceable name of some Anasazi god, or something even less obvious?
It's got to be a scrambled word. So. I'm not really that great at these. I was thinking the same thing. Catch me cake or something. Yeah, that's not correct. Well, it's got to be. It's on that paper.
Yeah, I know it's like that paper. I was looking around to see if there was any inspiration, but
Question is this the unpronounceable?
oops.
Question is this the unpronounceable name of some Anasazi god, or something even less obvious?
Let's get a hint. Go through hints. Hints. It involves chess.
Oh, checkmate.
The computer looks like it should work, but it's
Oh.
got a weird keypad on it. Computer looks like it should work, but it's got a weird keypad on it. But I can find the password somewhere in here.
There it is. Implementation of programming testing. Okay. Start date was 2037 and of August.
Beginning of August 2037. Testing complete.
Huh?
Complete in phase.
What?
So it. So they were programming some sort of code, or at least he was, and then testing it and making some sort of interface for it, and then sending it to some sort of satellite or somewhere else via satellite.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Actually, there was supposed to be a video that plays.
Oh.
I think you clicked off of it, is what happened.
I'll bet I can find the password somewhere in here.
And then click once. No. Spacebar. Right click. No. Yeah. Oh yeah, there was something that played there. I guess it must have glitched out. It says that it's a video of a satellite orbiting Earth. So they were doing some sort of testing with that.
Interesting. Yeah, the mess. Okay.
All right, well, let's go talk to good old Wanda over at Capricorn. See what she've come up with.
We don't want to go down the other hallway?
I think it just leads back out. We can go check, but I think it leads back to where we just came from. Oh, yeah, it just led back to where we came from.
No, but there were two doorways.
Yeah, there was a door prior to where we came in that was unaccessible, and that was it. This is the other side of that door before. Prior to jumping over to everything, there was another hallway.
No, like in this other
I know.
room.
I know, that same door, the one you're trying to get to.
Oh.
Yeah, that is just a door we were able to access before. We weren't able to open before.
Okay.
And we opened it from this side.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that I think that was put there in case you were like, oh, you have to go back and get an item or something. But now we just go back. Wanda's the one up the middle.
Fresno office?
No, Capricorn.
Ah.
I thought I'd stop by and see whether you'd finished your examination of that photograph of Linsky.
We did, but we only found one thing of any interest. Both Klaus and Linsky were wearing ID badges with the STG logo on them. Does that mean anything to you?
No, not yet. You got a couple of minutes, I'd like to ask you a few more questions.
Sure.
Ask her about STG, yeah.
I've heard only one reference to STG. It was in a letter sent to me anonymously about a month ago. I have people trying to track down what STG is and does, but they haven't had much luck.
Wanda's letter? Up the top.
The letter was sent by someone calling him or herself the Poisoned Pawn. I would have figured it was written by some psychopath, but there was enough verifiable information to make me take it seriously. The letter said that there was a project called STG, which was in the process of being swallowed up by Law and Order. The letter advised us to check out John Klaus, STG, and Law and Order's connection to it. I have no idea who it is. We examined the letter for clues to the author's identity, but came up dry. He or she did say that we could contact them through someone named Jorge Valdez. There are a handful of Jorge Valdezes in the area, and I'm sure there are some that aren't listed. I've checked out the ones I could find, but none of them appeared to be the one I was looking for.
Okay. Well, it looks like we're going to have to go do some digging of our own. Let's go back to the office and see if we can dig up some information on our phone. Our hotline, if you will.
Oops.
What topic would you like?
Don't forget to hit spacebar, because she is just literally going to keep saying, yeah.
A search for Jorge has been. What other topic? A search for poison has. What other topic? A search for Wanda has been. What other topic? A search for John has been. What other topic? A search for Est has been. What other topic would you? A search for Law has. What other? A search for John has been. What other topic? A search for Boz has been. What other? A search for Val has been. What other? Thank you for using the American.
All right. To your left. Yeah, you have a fax. You have several, probably. Let's take a look at all this information.
What was...
All right, that was the photo. We looked at that already.
Well, it was outlined again.
So John Klaus, born in Dayton, Ohio, 1981, graduated Ohio State University with dual majors, physiology and medieval studies. Graduated Stanford Medical School in 29, staff surgeon, North Hill Clinic, 2010 to 14. Head surgeon 2015, accepted position as head surgeon in 2033, retired December 2036, members of the Knights of Columbus. NRA, of course, Law and Order Party, Grandmaster chess player, current address is unavailable. Interesting, he's from Dayton, of all places. Bosworth Clark, born 1990, San Manuel, Arizona, attended Tucson Junior College, sold business to AT&T in 2018. Well, that was not a smart move. Accepted position of senior consultant for satellite technologies at AT&T. Player there to 2018 to present. Started a swing band, the Consultants of Swing. Released 3 platinum-selling albums. Married Harriet Wagner. 5 children currently on assignment, whereabouts unknown. Huh, interesting. Law and Order Party to oppose illegal immigration, rising crime rates, and a perceived ineffectiveness of the American criminal justice system. Last year's election resulted in 27 victories for the Law and Order Party, all at the municipal level. Still a political minority. Yet to win a state seat, but are gaining public support according to exit polls. Huh. Interesting. These guys sound dangerous. 11 matches. Wow. Security Technologies Group's a subsidiary of Gideon Enterprises. I've heard that name before. Established 10 months ago, disbanded last month. No other details available. All right. What else we got?
I missed one. Missed you.
23 matches. Yeah, that's not gonna help us all. What else we got here? Val is married. Matthew graduated University of San Francisco. Divorced. Died October 26, 37 in a speeder crash. Well, that's unfortunate. All right. Well, looks like we got some. Let's go and ask Wanda about Gideon. See if she knows anything about it. Capricorn.
So, how is your investigation progressing?
Stick to business.
I found out some things that might interest you.
I thought you might. You seem a resourceful and persistent fellow.
You got sugar for the coffee?
What's that?
Do you have sugar for the coffee?
I do. I have sugar. I've got cream. I got creamer. I should say it's hazelnut creamer.
Okay.
You want some? Yeah, go ahead. Help yourself.
Don't sing too loudly because you have the wireless mic, so.
No, you're good. This is going to be interesting. He's going to go in there. We're going to hear him pour in the glass. And yep, Gideon Enterprises.
Gideon Enterprises had a little shake-up recently. The chairman of the board, Frank Shimming, pulled a coup on J. St. Gideon, who's now practically out of a job. It was all legal, but underhanded. Gideon helped us design some of our most valuable and top-secret surveillance equipment. We even invited him to join our organization, but he said that he was too old for the cloak and dagger business.
We even have hot chocolate mix that you could add to the hot coffee. Yep,
Rumors
we do.
have circulated that Shimming is connected to the Law and Order Party.
Yep, we do.
If that's the case,
Yep.
we're going to have a hard time doing anything to stop them. Gideon Enterprises has more money and power than it knows what to do with. They would make an imposing enemy.
Dun, 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 dun.
That was Michael.
Dun.
Well, I guess we're going to go back to the office and see if we can find out this Frank guy. We can hear everything he's doing. I'm going to turn that down.
What topic would you like us to research? A search for J in Potter topic. A search for friend in Potter.
Yeah.
A search for get in Potter.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for using the American information.
Like, I think it's cool that they were like, yeah, we want it to be voice activated, but it's just a little monotonous.
You have a fax.
You have a fax. Let's get that fax.
Okay.
Got 4 faxes. All right, here we go.
Frank Sherman's direct line number is a friend.
So, this is a letter from somebody. Interesting. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Well, what's the other thing? Born in Mamaroneck, New York. Graduated Long Island University. No criminal record. No registered political party affiliation. Interesting. Just some guy. Devonshire, England. Joined United Nations Special Forces in 2005. Service records unavailable. Inventor, philanthropist, writer, and amateur chess champion.
What is with all these people playing chess?
I don't know. St. Gideon specialized in developing and installing the high-tech security system. Entered Fortune 500 in January. Went public April 12, 2035. Stocks currently valued at $202 a share.
How can you...
That's pretty cheap.
Enter... Maybe... No, maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah, well...
I was thinking, how can you be on Fortune 500 would not be public, but I think I'm thinking of something else. Maybe it's like the Dow Jones Industrial or something like that. Anyways, so...
Let's give this guy a call.
Yes?
Polite introduction.
Mr. Shimming, my name's Murphy, and I'm looking into the apparent suicide of one of your employees.
Is this an official investigation?
Let's go easy.
If you're a nice guy and play ball with me, I think we can keep this thing off the record.
I believe it's within my rights to ask for whom you work.
Ruggedly independent.
I don't work for anybody. I'm working with Wanda Peck.
So, you're with Capricorn. I thought you people had gotten tired of pestering me.
What do you think?
I was going to go with verb clarification.
Maybe aware of the imposition.
Okay, that's also a good one.
We know you're a very busy man. A few quick questions and I'll let you get back to ruling the world.
What is it you want this time?
All right, let's ask a bunch of questions. Here we go. We got an entire...
No one by the name of Carl Linsky has ever been on Gideon Enterprises' payroll.
Okay.
Mr. Gideon founded this corporation and brought it to prominence. And he did this despite mediocre business skills, which have diminished along with his general mental state over the past several years. He became obsessed with pet projects and was leading the company in a counterproductive direction. And for that reason, the board of directors saw fit to limit his authority in business matters.
So what does Mr. Gideon think about all of this?
Why don't you ask him yourself? I'm sure he'd appreciate a visit from someone other than nurses and wheelchair repairmen. I'll let you know where to find him.
Oh, that's really nice.
Professionally, I strive to do what the board of directors pays me to do. Run this corporation as effectively and profitably as possible. My personal life is none of your business.
Wow. He's a very scary person.
We are the world's foremost innovator and implementer of security surveillance systems. We are also the parent company for dozens of smaller firms, ranging from computer chip makers to research facilities.
His left hand, do you think that's actually, like, part of what's being videoed, or do you think that's just something they cut and held there?
I was going to say it looks like it might just be, he's on, like, a blue screen or something, but it's hard to tell.
I don't know who that is. Totally unfamiliar.
Or it could just be pixelation.
Yeah, I think he was just holding it very, very still for a couple of those.
I have nothing of any importance to say about that. I know John Klaus, but only socially. I'll have to take your word that the other man is Carl Linsky. I've never seen him before in my life. We have many small subsidiary companies. If I remember correctly, STG was research-based and probably more of a write-off than anything. I know it is no longer in existence and was unimportant, to say the least. My political beliefs are my own, and I make a point of not allowing them to interfere at any time with my business dealings.
Oh man, if only more people had that kind of thinking.
This questioning is getting
But do you
tiresome.
think he's actually not letting it interfere with his business dealings because
yeah.
I'm dubious.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. The name is completely foreign to me.
Ooh.
I respect the work Capricorn does, which is the only reason I'm talking to you now. To my knowledge, Gideon Enterprises has done nothing to warrant a Capricorn investigation. Ms. Morgan was a top engineering consultant for Gideon Enterprises for many years. She left and started her own company several years ago and was doing quite well last time I heard.
Who is Rona Morgan?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Now this questioning is getting tiresome. Get to the point if you have one.
He doesn't know who that is either. Okay.
North Hill Clinic security system was installed by our corporation. That is the extent of my dealings with the clinic. I haven't heard of it. Totally unfamiliar.
Well, it's one of those.
Oh.
Yeah.
Double one.
Yeah.
Chess was and is a common motif in Gideon Enterprises, owing to Mr. Gideon's avid interest in the game. I have no interest in it myself. I don't know who that is. I have no opinion of you whatsoever, Mr. Murphy.
I'm sure you don't.
Well, that's better than most people who have a negative opinion, so hey.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
And?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We can now go to visit Mr. Gideon.
You actually met J. St. Gideon in person?
Yeah. Want my autograph?
Well, what was he like? What about the mansion? Oh, I heard it was spectacular.
A little garish for my taste, but nice. Now, the mansion, on the other hand...
Very funny.
Oh, here we go. Look at that CGI from 1998. Or no, 6, right? No, this is 8.
I don't know. I can't keep...
It's ominous? Did you just put in Phantasmagoria? What happened? Why are we playing this music?
I don't know why we jumped genres.
What the hell's happening?
That is a very good question.
Okay, this just turned Disney on us. I'm assuming that this guy is not a very nice person. It's hard to say.
I don't know.
I mean,
it's got a serious gothic vibe to it, but you know, maybe that's just his style of, you know.
Cozy little flat you've got here.
You must find it ostentatious. I bet I do as well. It's certainly too much home for only one person.
You don't live here alone, do you?
I'm afraid so. My fortune has provided me with a fully automated, self-sufficient existence. I suppose my disability has given me an aversion to reliance on others.
No, that wouldn't be the same.
I want for nothing.
Guy.
Except perhaps human companionship. And that only after my somewhat forced semi-retirement.
Well, don't you worry about your safety. I mean, given your condition.
Gideon Enterprises defines state-of-the-art with regard to security systems. I'm surrounded Perhaps imprisoned by the very finest electronic moat. No, I don't worry about my safety, though I thank you for your concern. Now, to what do I owe this welcome visit?
I'm investigating the death of Carl Linsky. He was an employee in your corporation.
Oh, no, Gideon Enterprises is no longer mine, I'm afraid. I'm sure that Frank Schimming would be a better source of information than I.
I already talked with Frank Schimming. He was about as helpful as a DMV employee in the middle of his 2-week notice.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. I won't mince words. I don't like Schimming. My complete trust in him was repaid with his exploiting my lack of management acumen, then usurping my position as head of Gideon.
But you're still president of the corporation.
Yes. I have no more real authority to run my company than the King of England has to run his country. I'm merely a figurehead, nothing more.
So I'm assuming Elizabeth has finally died.
As the English say.
No.
Even if I could, what would be
she
the
does.
point, huh?
She's undying.
My time is past. I'm as outdated as this antique. Such is the cutthroat nature of business. Though I dare say the world itself has become nothing more than a business run by a select few.
I'm not sure I agree, Mr. Gideon. I think there are a lot of people out there who want to make the world a better place.
Oh? And you, my fine friend, how do you intend to make the world a better place?
I don't know. Keep an open mind, respect others, buy Girl Scout cookies.
You think this will make a difference?
I think if enough people care, it just might catch on.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I used to think like you at one time. But idealism costs nothing, and I lived on it for many years. But its taste is bittersweet. It's in large part the reason why I can no longer walk. You'd like to hear what happened, wouldn't you?
I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable.
Oh, I've been in this damn cage for more years than I care to remember. I've had to grow accustomed to it. It was 2013. I was in Geneva to attend a covert meeting of UN operatives. There were 14 of us, and at least one was a traitor, armed with an explosive device. I was the only survivor.
Did you ever find out who it was?
No. It could have been any one of a score of countries or organizations. Well, I don't suppose it matters anymore. It was the beginning of the end. There are no heroes anymore, only villains of varying degrees.
What about Capricorn? You support what they do, don't you?
Oh, Capricorn does what they do, but they're merely fighting the good fight. Oh, greed and corruption have the upper hand. When I was younger, I sincerely believed we could achieve a semblance of global order and harmony. That was only the foolish dream of a youthful idealist. Once I was crippled, I was no longer of use. No, I was turned loose into the world. A cruel and deadly steeplechase where survival was a matter of social Darwinism. I was lost. I believed that my handicap had denied me my destiny. Years and years passed before I realized that I still had much to offer.
He does like to monologue.
With
I can
little more
tell.
than a plan, I laid the foundations of Gideon Enterprises. Among the mutant population, I found other social misfits whose skills and talents had been overshadowed by their physical abnormalities. Oh, those were difficult times. We were openly ridiculed. Finding investors and financing was an often humiliating series of rejections. How could someone like myself, a cripple, ever hope to accomplish such a venture? But eventually, we did succeed, becoming the wealthiest and most powerful corporation of its type in the world. I had recaptured the idealism of my youth, the belief that through sacrifice, commitment, and hard work, anything was possible. But then, it happened again. In the blink of an eye, all those years of investment and careful nurturing were torn from me by thieves and liars masquerading as board members and stockholders. And now, towering over them all is Frank Shimming. His disregard for integrity is matched only by his worship of dividends and profit margins. So nothing has happened. I have come full circle. And once again, I'm unwanted, unneeded, and facing a purposeless existence. So you listen to me. If you insist on striding through life, arms laden with hope, you will only meet with one devastating disappointment after another. Oh, please forgive me, Mr. Murphy. You must be a very busy man. I must apologize for monopolizing your time with my ramblings.
I don't mind.
Oh, it's good of you to indulge me. It's just that I receive so few visitors these days. But we must return to your investigation. Please, tell me what I can do to assist you.
Holy shit. That was so long of a monologue. Really well done.
Yes.
Excellently executed. Very emotional, but damn. Damn. That was long.
And now we have almost 2 pages of stuff to go through.
He's going to be like, I've never heard of it.
I only know, I should say knew, him by reputation. He was an outstanding neurologist in his time. I read about his suicide in the newspapers. I don't want you to pity me, Mr. Murphy. I have enough creature comforts to make life worth living. I'd rather talk about something more pleasant.
Perhaps a root canal.
Suffice to say that Mr. Shimming will not be receiving a Christmas card from me this year.
Oh, no, it's okay. I had turned it down because we heard you, like, adjusting it. Welcome back.
I feel like a parent whose child has left the nest. I created Gideon Enterprises, nursed it, and raised it to adulthood. But now it's left me with an empty home and too many hours in the day. Mr. Valdez runs a chess shop called the Rank and File in the Old City. We play quite often over the Ethernet. Yes, he's one of the few worthy opponents I've found.
Interesting.
In chess terminology, a poisoned pawn is the bait in a trap. Whoever is going by that name probably considers him or herself a sacrificial lamb, so to speak.
Well, that's helpful.
I'm afraid I haven't heard of it. This is Karl Linsky? Well, I only knew him by name, and I didn't recognize the other man. I know nothing about that. The Law and Order Party is merely a Machiavellian byproduct of our society's decay. Their goals are not altogether unworthy, but those ends do not justify their means. But unfortunately, they've struck a chord with the public. And with an appealing candidate like Robert Knott, they will surely gain a great deal of power.
Wow.
I wish I could be of more assistance.
All right.
I'm unfamiliar with the name. I am unacquainted with her. I sometimes feel that Capricorn is the last bastion of sanity in the world. Their efforts are laudable but futile. Rona Morgan was a beautiful, intelligent woman trapped in a deformed shell. She joined our engineering team early on and soon proved her immense value. She went into business for herself some time ago, with my blessing. I wish I could be of more assistance. I owe what quality of life I have to a variety of DHS medications. Without them, I probably would not be having this conversation. Unfortunately, my condition has required numerous treatments. The care I've received at North Hill, however, has been exceptional. Chess is my only diversion. Oh, if you care to play, I'd be glad to teach you a thing or two about the game.
That's very kind.
I'm unfamiliar with the name. You remind me very much of myself when I was younger. I sincerely hope you'll keep in mind the things I've told you.
Yeah, your, like, 8-minute monologue you had there. All right. I guess we're going to go visit the rank and file.
Wait, did I?
Oh.
While I don't know him personally, my instincts tell me that Mr. Knott is a man of integrity. But I've been wrong before.
All right.
Michael wrote, "This guy, I'm actually high as balls right now." Okay. So I believe that looks like everything. So where are we headed to?
The rank and file.
Yes.
That guy. All right. Something's happening.
The rank and file was right in the middle of the old city.
Wasn't this back when they still called it Freak Town?
Yeah. The Mutant League was in high gear at the time, and the whole mutant norm thing was just starting to heat up. I got more than a few nasty looks when I showed up at the chess shop. How's the game going?
Welcome to the rank and file. What can I do for you?
Patron saint of chess.
Well, Jay St. Gideon got tired of kicking my butt and suggested I come down here for a few pointers on my chess game.
Mr. Gideon can make anyone's chess game look shabby. What seems to be the problem?
How about novice?
Well, my biggest problem is I can't seem to remember how these little horsies move.
Call this a hunch. But you're not here to ask me about chess, are you? What do you want?
All right. Reveal the source.
Jay St. Gideon told me how to find you. He said you guys are chess buddies.
Oh, if you're a friend of Mr. Gideon's, you're a friend of mine. How can I help you?
All right, here we go. More 100 questions.
Let's do it all again.
Yeah.
One more
Nice
time.
guy. He used to come in here occasionally. I read in the paper that he killed himself. It's too bad. Not is the pretty facade that disguises the law and order party's war machine. Mr. Gideon's been a friend of the mutants for years, unlike most people in his social strata. He's a great man. It makes me angry as hell to think what Shimming did to him.
All right.
Back when I was a programmer, I worked there for a couple of years, until Shimming took over. Everything changed for the worse. It was like working under Stalin.
Wow.
Why are you asking about me? I'm just a source of information to someone like you.
Not just information, insight as well.
Poisoned pawn is a chess term. It refers to an apparently unprotected pawn, whose capture leads to dire consequences. If I had to guess, I'd say the author of the anonymous letter felt like he was the first link in a dark chain.
That was an interesting thing. The only thing that it makes being crotch level with everyone tolerable.
I don't know anything about the letter, or why my name was mentioned in it. I recognize Linsky, of course, but I don't know the other person. Though I think I may have seen him with Frank Shimming years ago. I haven't heard anything about it. You know what the Law and Order Party is? It's the Fourth Reich. They won't rest until every mutant is deported, imprisoned, or dead.
Okay, let's not mince terms there.
Yeah.
Don't know him.
He had to look around for that one.
Don't know him.
Just had to look.
I have no idea who that is. Capricorn is about the last organization in the world that considers us mutants to be human beings. I think there's a battle brewing between them and the Law and Order Party.
I can see why him and Gideon would get along so well. They seem to have a little bit of a flair for dramatic.
Yeah, a little bit.
Never heard the name before. I haven't heard anything about it. Ah, the hospital to the rich and famous. I haven't been fortunate enough to be a patient there. Life is a chess game, and Law and Order has all the power pieces. I have no idea who that is. You seem like an interesting guy. Makes me wish you were more of a chess player.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I guess we can go back to the office then.
Okay. Office away.
Phone's ringing. Or someone left a message.
Dex Murphy here.
Are you investigating the death of Carl Linsky?
Well, it depends. Who's asking?
A friend. Just a friend.
You're not calling to see whether I need my carpets cleaned, are you?
No.
So what do you need?
The question is, what do you need?
Well, good home-cooked meal would be nice, but other than that, I need a lead.
A University of San Francisco professor, Val Davis, died in a speeder crash last week.
Well, that's interesting, but it's not much of a lead, is it?
Davis was working on the STG project with Linsky.
Okay. Now you've got my attention.
There are answers to be found in Davis's laboratory on the USF campus, Building C. If you get there within the hour, the doors will be unlocked.
Okay, I'm on my way, but what am I looking for?
The chess move. I'll be watching. When you find it, I'll contact you again.
Going by the sickly green color, I'm assuming poison pawn?
Ooh, intriguing. So who was the mysterious informant?
I had no idea at the time.
You're not going to tell me, are you?
I'll tell you this. I didn't waste any time getting over to the USF campus and into Val Davis's lab. Sure enough, it was unlocked, and I started looking around.
It's like he's telling the story, but he doesn't want to spoil it for her when he could just answer all of her questions. All right.
I guess I'm supposed to notice this.
So let's go ahead and save the game since we haven't done it in a minute. Actually, at all.
It's been
a little bit Bosworth. Yeah. And let's go ahead and say that that's pretty good because this next part is really long.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, it's probably one of the longest parts I've seen. Okay. Let's go ahead and cut on over. Where's my little thingy? To the couch cam. All right, so pretty much. So that was the longest monologue I've ever heard. I think.
Possibly.
But yeah, now we're making some progress. I am curious to see what this whole STG project's about, the Poison Pawn, which is actually the title of the next Tex Murphy game coming out supposedly at the end of this year. I have to look into that. And I'm assuming it has something to do with this game. So, but yeah, what? It's like playing. It's still playing like music over here. But yeah, on Wednesday or Friday, we should be coming back here and playing something different. I'll have to come up with something. I have to really see who's actually going to come that night so I can make sure I'm prepared. I was prepared for a lot of people tonight, but this did not happen, so it's all good. This was kind of like a last minute kind of thing we threw together, but it ended up working out.
Yeah.
So it was all good.
Got our Tex Murphy in for the week.
Yeah. On Friday, possibly maybe Moon Hunters, because I like a little 4-player action. So more than welcome to come if you want to, Jameer. Thanks for hanging out with us. And Nick, thanks for getting us through another fine chapter of Tex Murphy. It's about time for you to head home and get some sleep, it sounds like.
Yeah, I've made poor sleep decisions all week. Last night was just the most recent and worst iteration thereof.
Well, I've been sleeping pretty decently. I think after all the work we did last week. So, yeah, that's what we'll do. So, happy Thanksgiving to everyone for tomorrow, and yeah, I guess we'll see everybody on Friday. So until then, you guys have a good night, and we'll see you again on the Courtesy Flush. Take care and have a good one.
See ya.